What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're taking a look at Marvel's Midnight Suns here, running on GeForce Now's RTX 3080 tier. And while I normally test 1440p 120 FPS here, I was really curious to see how the 4K 60 performance would be for this game. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on here in this video. So on the settings, we are running native resolution of 4K, no DLSS, though we're going to take a look at that here in just a minute a little closer, and epic on all the settings, except we have depth of field and motion blur turned off as I typically would here, and no ray tracing just yet. And with that, around here in the hub area, in the mansion, the open world, and even out in combat, which we will take a look at here in just a couple of minutes, we are pretty much able to give ourselves a nice 4K 60 FPS. That's native 4K in-game and for the stream as well. And you can see the stats over there as I am set up to use the full 75 megabits per second. We have a nice bit rate here and a very clean image. But if I turn on ray tracing, of course, we always take a hit with ray tracing, but there's definitely something odd in this game with some performance issues besides ray tracing. But on the RTX side of things, at 4K here, wasn't that surprised to come down in the 30s. But when you try to kick in DLSS, because I thought I might be able to get 4K 60 with DLSS, so you know, a lot of upscaling, and you just can't do it. Whether you use quality, balanced, or performance or whatever, it's just not giving you the improvements that DLSS typically would. I think the feature is probably a bit broken in the game because there are some other performance issues, and this is not just typical for GeForce. Now, I'll switch it over to balanced here, and you won't really see a difference, which again is odd. You should see a measurable difference in the FPS. But this is happening on my local RTX 3060 machine as well. When I kick in ray tracing and try to use DLSS, I don't get the improvements and changes I normally would. So I'm not able to get a 60 FPS experience with ray tracing even with DLSS here. So I'm going to opt to kind of stay away from that right now until it's fixed. Maybe it gets fixed soon enough to where by the time you're watching this video, it's not an issue. But I'm going to turn ray tracing off, keep all the same settings, DLSS off for native resolution, and we should be able to hold our 4K 60 just fine, which is great to see because I do want to be able to play this game over on the Shield TV, on my 4K TV, chilling on the couch. It's a perfect game for that, and that's one of the reasons I was interested in this game at 4K 60 rather than 1440. So let's go ahead and get into the combat and look at that performance as well.
Get her!
Alright, so obviously depending on where you're at in the game, what missions you're on and everything, performance could vary, and you could see less dips in your FPS or more. This game definitely has some performance issues they need to patch out. I've tested it on 3 or 4 different systems, and especially when you're performing skills or reinforcements come into play or that type of thing, you often will dip or have sporadic FPS. Now, fortunately here on the RTX 3080 tier from GFN, that has been kind of minimized. I haven't had quite as bad of an experience with that as I have my local RTX 3060 with those drops, which is nice to see. And again, we're running all epic settings here, but with ray tracing off and with full native resolution of 4K, including the stream. So it looks really good and it's playing really nice. You may get some different performance here and there depending on where you're at in the game, but just from my few hours with the game and testing it out on various platforms, this seems to be a fairly decent, consistent experience here from what I've showed in the open world and here in combat. The game itself is really growing on me. It wasn't one that was on my radar. I don't typically jump into these type of games, but it's been a lot of fun so far, and knowing these settings will pretty much get me a 4K 60 experience. I'm looking forward to this being one of those games I can hang out on the couch and play with the Shield TV Pro, and that'll look really nice there as well. And it'll be simple to sit there with the controller and play. But anyways, hopefully this gives you guys an idea of running this game and playing it on GeForce Now. If you want to play 4K 60, of course 1440p or 1080p, you're going to be able to pull off some great performance as well. But I really wanted to showcase some native 4K 60 here with this game. I think it really lends itself well to that here on GFN. Alright guys, thanks a lot for coming and check out the video. As always, I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, ring the bell, subscribe, thumbs up, leave your comments, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one.